Good morning. Welcome to Ramblings with Joe. I didn't put out a Friday podcast. And in retrospect, I've had a little bit of time to think about it and how foolish I was and how clumsy, forgetful. I made coffee, and my coffee pot is one of those that has a release on it when you put the carafe under it, and that allows the coffee to go into the pot. And you can pull the pot out midstream and it'll close that little valve so you can get a cup of coffee halfway through making your coffee. Well, I didn't have it sitting up under there, and I made my normal amount of coffees, which in this particular setup it's marked as 6. The cups are kind of arbitrary on all coffee pots, but I do drink a bit of coffee. So 6 cups, and come to find out, 6 cups will fit perfectly inside the coffee filter holder. I mean, level with the top of the filter holder. So if you take the filter holder out, you're going to dump coffee all over the place. What's my other options? I could get a small scoop and scoop the water, the coffee, out of the filter holder, or I could just put the carafe up under it. So I went with option B. That was a mistake. The Mocha Master, which is our coffee maker, has an, what is it called? It's got a long tube that runs down out of the cap, and the coffee goes down that and into the carafe, and then it comes up. And the idea is that it keeps the coffee constantly churning so you don't have levels of taste and it's all uniform. Kind of a homogenizer, if you will. So that prevented enough of the coffee coming out of the filter to make its way into the carafe. And it went everywhere. I mean, it was all over the place. So I did not make a video on Friday because I spent my time cleaning up coffee. I got it all cleaned up, and I was very angry, and it set me off in a bad mood. Also, the ant problem hasn't been solved, and prior to the coffee fiasco, I found a bunch of ants in the house. We've treated for them, and the pest control guy said that you have to let the poison go back to the mound and it'll kill the queen and all the workers, and we're being patient, but I lost my patience on Friday, and I vacuumed a bunch of them up and took them outside and dumped them into the, I just can't stand ants. At any rate, he said that this is all from Hurricane Helene. She's still rearing her ugly head at me. But and welcome back. I filled up my phone's memory, so I lost half my recording. I'm going to do this again really quick. So Friday, I didn't put out a video. I'm not 100% sure that I'm not repeating myself. At any rate, Friday I didn't put out a video because of that whole coffee and ant fiasco. This morning, after I cut the yard, we're going to be moving this bookcase to a different place in the house, and we're going to build a tea bar. Is that what it's called? A tea bar. The tea bar will be for tea, as opposed to my coffee bar, which is for, get this, coffee. We needed something to cut the piece of acacia wood that we have, and to make it a straight cut. I forget what it's called. It kind of takes the place of a track saw, but it's not a track saw. It's much cheaper than that. A track saw, a good one, could cost you $600-700. This just kind of, you put your circular saw on it and cut. Anyway, ordered it yesterday for same-day delivery from Home Depot. Now, I should have known that this wasn't going to work out because, number one, it was Sunday. And number two, I didn't know that Home Depot had same-day delivery. It turns out they're using DoorDash. So, okay, I didn't know they were doing that until I ordered it. We don't use DoorDash. Until I ordered it, and DoorDash sent me a message saying your stuff will be there shortly. 3 hours later, DoorDash sends me a message that says your order has been canceled. Contact the store for more information. Well, this is a piece that we really need today. And so I look on the Home Depot page, and it says, the Home Depot app, and it says will be delivered tomorrow between 6 a.m. and 8 p.m. Well, that doesn't fit our schedule, so the wife and I jump in the car and we haul butt up to Home Depot. I go in and I explain the situation, and she says, let me see your pickup number, or whatever that number is called. And I show her my phone, and she scans it, and she says, it says it's here, let me get it for you. She turns around, digs through the stuff, gives it to me, gives me my receipt, and see ya. Everything worked out great. I mean, you know, at least I thought it did. Anyway, this morning at about 7:15, just before I started this video, the doorbell rang. And of course, when the doorbell rings, the cats play hide and seek, except for there's no finder. They're only hiders. I go to the door, and lo and behold, it's the DoorDash driver holding this track that I ordered and picked up already and is in my garage. And I explained to her, I can't take that. I've already accepted one from the store because I needed it today, and you guys weren't going to deliver it until maybe 8 o'clock tonight. And at first she seems a little miffed, but then she kind of lightens up and she says, okay, I'll call Home Depot and let them know. I said, okay, works for me. Ciao. So off she goes. Well, I feel bad. I closed the door and I feel bad because I didn't tip her. I didn't use her service, and Home Depot screwed this up from beginning to end. I don't feel like I owe her a tip, but I feel bad for her as a DoorDash driver because she came all the way out here. And as I have learned recently, all right, I'm going to try and finish this. Where did I leave off? Anyway, I feel bad for the DoorDash driver, but I don't owe her a tip because technically I wasn't supposed to be using that service. I wasn't using that service. They sent her out here without a reason. So Home Depot is using DoorDash to deliver things same day, and it says no charge on the app. But the truth is, you should tip your DoorDash driver, and you should tip your DoorDash driver in cash, because your DoorDash driver, this is information from a person that used to work at DoorDash, they don't get all of the money that you tip them if you run it through the app or through their website. You need to tip your DoorDash driver in cash. A lot of people think of this as tipping under the table, but in this particular case, it's not. This is giving your DoorDash driver money that they've earned, and they get to keep all of. As a libertarian, I consider that gifting. And if you gift someone money, then that money should be theirs to keep, all of it. So that's one of the reasons we don't use DoorDash. Another one is that they jack up all their prices on the menus and whatnot. It's just not a good service. It's just not. It's not what it started off being. Anyway, I'm going to go and cut the grass, and I'm going to go and make a T-bar. And I'm going to spend some time with my wife, who is no longer on the stairs because my video equipment screwed up, and now she's on the couch and enjoying this morning, as far as I can tell. Anyway, until next time, I hope you all have a great Monday, a great week, and I hope you find peace, love, and dream. Ciao.